Hello, how are you all? This is me, just Ashir here. So, as you can see, I was tweeting for a while that I'm going to start a new series on my YouTube channel. I organized it in a very fun way. So, let me share all the information with you right now. I wrote a post on dev. So, let me go to the dashboard, and here it is. So that's all. The name of the series is Just Code. It's basically a boot camp online. I will be teaching from tomorrow to the next month in the whole Ramadan, and that's all. It's for all the front end developers out there. Yeah, so you can easily learn everything that I know that you it will help you later. I will skip most of the theory part and other parts that I am not using right now. I will focus more on APIs, fetching data from APIs and real world projects so you can get your hands dirty in the real world market as soon as possible. So that's all for beginners. So you don't have to know anything before starting this course or anything. It's completely free. It will be available on my YouTube channel. I'll be live streaming it. And what is the problem statement? Why I created this course? Whether there are more than thousands of courses available for front end web development and lots of resources. So the problem is that there is no organized way to learn web development. So these all things are from different authors, different initiatives, different things, and some may be some old, some may be some things, and they just follow the basic and traditional way. And I am going to teach you, I'm going to write about it, I'm going to tell you about it that I find useful in my life, in my career of web development. So beginners usually start by learning HTML, then they move to CSS, then JavaScript, then they learn CLIs, NPM, and then JavaScript frameworks, and then Git, and then yeah, they get over exhausted and they get into the imposter syndrome thing. They don't get anything in their hands even before they learn React or Vue.js. Yeah, so there are no milestones other than getting a job. They learn HTML, they get nothing. They learn CSS, they get nothing at all. They learn JavaScript, they get nothing at all. They have to mix it up everything and then they will get what's there. So they just want to complete the development journey as fast as possible and get the job. But they don't want to get stuck in between. They don't want to get back. Okay, so guidance is really important, mentorship is really important. So, what should we do? So, the idea or the solution that I made is that we should get the motivation steps or milestones at every step, every learning. So he should enjoy and achieve or everything that they can do. So it's basically if the person he or she learns HTML and we motivate them to upload their website to Netlify right after they make their first web page with just HTML, and it will motivate them that they made their first website. Basically, it's a first web page without any styling, without any JavaScript, but it's basically a web page. Okay, so yeah, it's a motivation. After 2 or 3 days, the guy or the girl have their website online. It's a motivation that they made their first website. Okay, and now the next milestone is to style it, then teach them CSS and CSS framework and responsive design, and then style it and They will see and then take some designs and then convert it and take some fun things like animation from here, then Figma, then here. Get into the design first. Don't jump into JavaScript or logic stuff from now. Get into the fun way. Okay, so let's convert designs taking from Figma and Dribble. I usually take lots of design from Dribble. Okay, and I try to convert it. If you cannot convert it with CSS, then you have to learn CSS. Okay, let me search for Dribble website. Okay, so Dribble website, as you can see, if you cannot make this design with just CSS, I will get you the assets, but the CSS, then don't learn JavaScript. Okay, if you cannot make this or this, some people will feel this harsh, but I am telling you, don't learn JavaScript if you are following this roadmap. Okay, if you want to be good at one thing and then good at motivating yourself that you have right now. Some people just learn design and then take bootstrap and then make this and then they move to JavaScript. They don't like JavaScript, they come to bootstrap again and they will feel that they are not good at anything. So you should be good at one thing first, then they will move to the next thing. So we will make basic designs and things, and then we will move to JavaScript. Then after making these designs, you have a tag, you have a job for yourself. Okay, so you are a web designer basically. Okay, after learning CSS and making these designs, you are a web designer. So the next milestone is the web developer. So web developer will teach you the JavaScript stuff and the programming stuff, and yeah, you will get motivated at the step that you don't need any other motivation before going forward. So that's all. So I created this roadmap. Let me go to the official website to get the high definition one. Okay, so this is the website. Let me load it. Okay, so this is the website. See, this is the animation here, and this is the animation here. I will teach you all. Check the complete roadmap, and this is the roadmap that I created. Okay, so we'll start with the basics, how the web works. That's the most essential thing right now, to see that how the web works, how the websites comes to our browser and how we send the request, how the caching works, how the server works, what are the servers, what is the hosting and what is the DNS. And the second thing is the HTML, the basic language and basic things like body, head, tags, and it's the basic language that everyone can learn. But the problem is that they learn this and they learn this and they learn this and then go away. So I will tell you that how the HTTP works, what is the HTTP protocol and HTTPS, what is the difference, and I will tell you what how the hosting works. Okay, so hosting works. So we'll use the Netlify. We'll create a hello world page or a readme file basically, uh, basic without styling. Okay, and then we will host it in a Netlify. Okay, for free basically, and you will see that you will have a domain like this. You will have your first website online after 1 or 2 days. Okay, that's the motivation. And we'll learn Git and GitHub. That's the most important part that most people skip and then they get overwhelmed later. So we'll learn Git and GitHub at the very first step, and then basics are done. You will get comfortable in CLIs and then searching and then problems and then file extension. That's all. And then we'll move to the web design part. After completing this, you will become the web designer. Okay, it's another field. So we'll learn the basic CSS. The basic CSS I do is just this for me: property, colon, value, semicolon. That's all. The property always change, value always change. The syntax is basic. So this is the basic syntax of CSS. I will teach you the basic syntax and give you the almanac so you can see, and then we'll learn why responsive design and how responsive design works, how to design responsive first, mobile first design, so you cannot just put your designs from desktop and then get overwhelmed by that it's not working on mobile. So we'll learn a CSS framework. There are Bootstrap, Bulma, Foundation, and Tailwind CSS. So Bootstrap, Bulma, Foundation are mostly the same. Tailwind CSS is a lot different. So we'll work with Bulma first, and then we'll work with Tailwind CSS at the end, and we'll get to Figma. I will teach you the basic Figma tool, and then we'll get 2 or 3 exercises from Dribble and create it with will Tailwind CSS. Okay, looks good. So after this is basically 10 or 15 days. This will make you a web designer and you can design anything from Dribble by taking this. It's all basic. Okay, so the next thing is the web development part. The web development part, the web development part is for JavaScript, and so the basic web development part is just JavaScript. JavaScript is will be your first programming language, or maybe not. You have done programming before, so JavaScript is not so easy. I'm telling you the truth. Everyone says that it will be easy web development. JavaScript will not be easy for you. After the basics and web design and basics are normal for everyone. JavaScript will is not easy and will be not easy for you too. So I will teach you the basics, very basics. So I will teach you the functions and variables, and then I will tell you the data types, the arrays and these things, and then we'll move to the libraries thing. So I will tell you what are the libraries, what are the modules, and I will tell you how the axios, how we fetch the data from API, how the web works. I will tell you about the APIs here, and we will fetch the data from the API here through Axios. And then we'll learn the ES6 functions right away. We'll not learn the old functions. I will teach you how the old works, but you will focus on ES6 right away, because it's a long time ago, and ES6 is now officially supported in all the browsers and things. So we should use ES6. Why use the old JavaScript anyway? So then the framework part, we will skip this for a while. Okay, and then the basic knowledge. So the basic knowledge is the fun part, by the way. So I'll tell you how the CLI and GUI interfaces works. So what happened? Okay, let me unzoom this. Okay, so how the CLI and GUI interfaces works and how they look like, and I will teach you the terminal basics to change the directories, to copy paste file, to create new files, to do things, and then I will get your VS Code setup. I will teach you how to set up your VS Code and how to be productive in your local development environment, and I will teach you how to format your code nicely, because formatting is really important. Because if you send me your code and I will not be able to debug it, right? So, and the package manager to install dependencies and everything, we'll use npm or yarn, anything, anyone. Okay, and then we'll move to framework. Okay, so I'll teach you Vue.js and React.js. So you for React.js you can go with Traversy Media. Brad is the guy who taught me well, and you can learn from him too. So React.js crash course for 2019. Okay, so and portfolio. The most important thing is the portfolio. So I believe in the portfolio thing very well, And I think if you do the all of this part and skip this one, this does not make all of the sense. Okay, so all of that will go away, go in a furnace and an oven. Yeah. So the portfolio, I will teach you how to make a portfolio. I will develop some projects for you so you can replicate, you can make, you can get the ideas. So the portfolio should be at least freelance or job ready. So you can just go earn some money before learning more, because there are more than these things from learning front and web development, lots of things. Yeah. So the portfolio should be three design projects from dribble that we made here. Okay. And API driven project, so we'll fetch the news from news API. Okay, so this is the JSON API, so your app will tell the latest news of the country or the city. So it's a meaningful project. Okay. And a blog, your blog with a static site generator, so we will use 11t, or we can also use gridsum or gatsby. Okay. So, and two basic JavaScript projects. So I am thinking about a calculator. Okay, a calculator like this is also JavaScript. Okay. So a calculator like this, and a weather project. Okay. So weather app, it will tell you the weather, or maybe a Chrome extension like this for telling you the time. Clockify time tracker. Maybe we can also do this. Yes, we can also do this clockify time tracker. Okay, so yeah, I my initiative is to teach you the basics, then make you a web designer, then make you a web developer, and you end up with a portfolio job ready, and then you go earn some money. That's all. And there are some optionals. I will not focus on this. I will teach you this, but I will not focus on this. You can skip this, you can learn this later. But that's all you need to become a good front end web developer. You have to focus on everything here. You cannot skip anything from here. You have to do everything. You have to make a great portfolio, then you go online, then you market yourself, and I tell you that you will get good projects online after this. Okay, so these were some of the basic things. These were the projects. Then I will teach you. It's just code introduction front end web development tutorial. Okay, so this is the roadmap. Then you can check from dev, my dev, or you can go on my website. So, and yeah, that's all. So, and another thing that I will make also a short video on just this roadmap. So stay tuned. I'll be starting from tomorrow. Okay, so justcode.netlify.com. Okay, so I'll be starting from tomorrow, 24 April. I will be following this complete roadmap. I will teach you all of this one by one, teaching you, and I will also helping you in your GitHub projects and portfolio reviews. And yes, that's all. All of my code will be open source, and you will find all the tutorials for free on YouTube. It's an interesting and mind-blowing journey, and we will go through it very fast. So that's all. That's good. Download the roadmap, print it out, and then I have printed it out already. So, and plug it on a wall, and then that's all. Yeah. So first learn basics, then become a web designer, so you get good at one thing, that you can tell the world that you are a web designer, and then jump into web development, become a web developer, front end, and then came up with a portfolio, and then go out. It's your world. So that's all. Bye bye. Let me end the stream.